Well, I'm here in southern Idaho looking for antelope. Jason and his wife and a couple of friends are in eastern Idaho, and they're looking for elk. They're doing the elk scouting. So they're going to show you the camp, and this should be a great video.
And I'll kind of show you where we're at, what we're looking at. As you can see, it's pretty open. This is the elk country that we're going to be hunting this year. There's lots of wide open spaces. Last fall, I was sitting here and I was watching elk up on this mountain and going, I think I'll go kill me one of them. Well, that's exactly what I did. The next morning, I got up and whacked one. Today we've got 5 head of horses. Of course, there's a good-looking GMC pickup right there. We'll come out a little bit. And this is my truck. When you're hauling horses, you want safe trailers and good equipment. This here is called Tug. This horse here is called Tug. This is my buddy's horse. And you see all the grass out here. All this grass is the horses. We're going to put hobbles on them, turn them loose, just let them eat as much as they want. This big horse right here, this is called Spud. He's a big horse. You would think he's a half draft. But as you can see, there's a few people up here with horses, and they doing their thing. What we're going to do today, we're going to shoe a horse. We're going to go up and cut some firewood. There's my buddy. He's over there talking to these folks about their horses right over here. We're going to fix a hitching rail for the Forest Service. It's kind of broke off. So when you go in the hills, you always want to leave it better than you found it. So this is my horse trailer. Every time you stop, unload your horses, shovel it out so it's nice and dry and clean. That way you're not packing it on your boots and don't rot your trailer out. As you see up here, I don't know if you can see it, but right there is a high line. That high line is designed so we can put the horse on at night. Give them something to do. This horse here is Sammy, my horse. This horse right here behind him is a line back dun. That's my horse named Remington. And this is my horse named Suicide. Yeah, he follows the name. He's crazy. And we've also brought our four-wheelers up to ride some roads to kind of figure some things out. When we do the camp and the cooking and stuff out here, we'll set up a cache cooker so we're not cooking inside the trailer. It keeps things clean. Generally we wall tent it, but we brought the girls so the girls could have potties. And so we brought the trailer this time. You want to have good water for your horses and a place for them to get down and get something to drink. I'll walk you down there and show you what it looks like. When you pick a place to camp, you want to pick a place with good water. And this is the place we picked because it's easy to get the horses down to water. And here's the creek, right here. So, here in a little while, I'm going to put my boots on, and I am going to go fishing and catch me a fish or two. So, anyway, real pretty area, really nice place to visit, lots to do. So, something to think about. This is my wife, Jamie. This is her first real experience with the horses, and she's going to do some riding today. And stand there so we can get a good picture of you. So anyway, that's the plan. So what we're doing now is we're trimming the horse. We got to trim off the extra length on him so we can get a shoe put on him. He did the front. Now we're working on the back. There he goes. Picks it up, puts it in his lap, holds it holds it, and now he'll just take the nippers. He'll snip the over the hoof that's growing out a little. You know, it's long, so he cuts the extra off. So that the shoe can fit on it. We'll do this one more time before hunting season, and then the horse will be ready to go for hunting season. You should shoe your horse every 6 weeks is what it should be done. Justin works very hard at this. He makes it look easy, but it's not nearly as easy as he makes it look. Because he's an awesome farrier. Now what we've got over here is we've got a stand we'll use for the horse, and another shaping stand we'll use for shaping the shoes to fit his feet. What I've done with these other 2 horses of mine, I'm putting hobbles on them. And so now they can walk around anywhere they want to go and eat, and I don't have to worry about them. See, these 2 horses are hobbled up. So now they can sit there and eat all the grass they want to eat. And it's like in the morning, what we'll do is I'll turn them loose for about an hour and a half. Just hobble them up and let them go, and they'll have their dinner and they'll be ready to rock and roll in the morning. So we can ride wherever we want to ride or do whatever we want to do. There's some half drafts over there. These folks over here. Let's see if I can zoom in on them. These horses over here are half drafts, and they're used out. A lot of guides and outfitters use half drafts because they can run longer and they can run hard all day long, and they're good horses. And if you're a bigger man, half draft will pack you much better. Easier on the horse, I should say. We got some weather coming in, so we're going to try to get this horse trimmed up and shoes put on him. So I'll show you what Justin does with the rasp. He takes these feet and he rasps them flat. And so when he does it this way, what happens is the shoe will fit on it and be easier to tack on, and it'll stay on.
Well, Jason and his wife have their horses saddled with their friends, and they're getting ready to head to the high country. They go from about 5,800 foot of elevation to 8,000 in about 3.5 miles. So it's a pretty good climb for the horses, and they've got some great footage for you.
So today, you see this big long scabbard on this horse. That there is called the Trailmax long range rifle scabbard. We're kind of getting to figure out how to hang it on our horses, because when you're hunting with big rifles that got big scope and stuff, they won't fit in regular standard rifle case. So this is what we're doing. We're kind of giving it a try. This over here is my pack horse. I got a pack horse set up. We're going to haul our groceries and something to drink on the trail with us, so we'll take one extra pack horse. You can load your panniers up to 15 pounds on one side without rolling a pack. Anything more than that, you'll roll a pack. Here's Sammy. He's all tacked up. Jamie's over there getting ready to go. I'm going to get my gear on. We need to bridle up, get everything settled and good to go. But horses have been hobbled all morning long, and they've had dinner, and so now they are ready to go, and I'm going to go to work. Here's Jamie. She's getting all done up. So I'll get some pictures of the trail and where we're riding. We're going to ride up back this way today. So now this is where we're at. We're up in the middle of some awesome elk country. Just saw a cow here just a few minutes ago. I couldn't get him on camera, but this is where we're at. We're up on the trail. Horses are doing good. I got a pack horse and my riding horse. This Trailmax seems to be riding good, but I think I've got to figure out something different for it, because it needs to, it's just too big almost to sit like that. I don't know.
And then it makes it good for me, and then I want it to happen, right? Because otherwise I get all frustrated. I'm like, but I'm nervous. Is that the way most of the customers are? No, not necessarily. No. We gave them a lot of really flat a lot more, and
tough ride. Doing what we do best. So we took a break, sitting under some trees, getting some shade. This is what you do when you're hunting, and make sure your horses are in shape before you go. This is pre-season stuff. We saw a cow coming in. That's all we saw, but pretty nice. All right, let's go. Hi-ho, get her going. Come on, get up. So I got my pack horse dallied to my riding saddle. The reason why I do that is because I like to have a free hand run reins on my horse. When you're doing this kind of stuff, you got to have a horse that you can trust. So this is some of the country we're riding in. Will you just quit your damn jigging? And you know, this is summer riding. You see how thick the foliage is. This is all summer riding. My wife's there. She's riding ahead of me. This is her really first time out on the trail, really, to dig in and go, and she's doing great. This is what we do in the off season, preparing to go elk hunting. We're hunting a new area this year, and so we kind of want to ride it to understand it, so I know where to go and how to navigate it. And the only way you do that is be on your horse. If you're going to hunt on horses, you got to get them out, get them strong, get them exercised, so when it comes time for hunting, you don't have any issues. You just climb in the middle of the saddle and roll. I've been riding my horse all winter long, and he's pretty polished up. He does a pretty good job for me. Once in a while, he gives me some grief. But that's just horses. Hey, quit that trotting shit. So, we're just heading down the trail. This looks like to me like an old mining, like an old logging road they used to log out of here that we're on now, but then it drops off into a trail and it gets pretty cool up here. So this right here is pretty nice riding. Horses are moving out good, doing what they're supposed to do. This Trail Max Rifle Scabbard, I'm not sure it's going to work like my other one because it's awful big and on the horse. I'm going to try a different spot on it tomorrow to kind of figure it out. You want to try all your gear prior to the hunting season because opening morning you don't want to be fiddling around figuring out how to get things done. Alright, this will be enough. Oh, I guess they're stopping up here. But you can see this is just beautiful country. Just beautiful. I guess we're headed down the trail again here. But no, with my horses, I don't like to have any issues when it comes to hunting season, so I use them all year long in the summertime. Also in the wintertime, I go to the arena, do arena work when there's no place to ride. But by doing that, I have a good horse all the time. I don't have to worry about, easy, dang it. I don't have to worry about horses blowing up and getting stupid and tearing things all apart because we've got horses that are behaving and doing what they're supposed to do. A lot of folks take them out, work their guts out, put them away, don't ever spend time with them. This is actually very good for them, get some exercise, but also they remember, oh yeah, this is my job. My job is to do this. And every horse needs a job. So, anyway, easy. I need to run up the hill. They like to run up the hill. Quit it. Easy. They think running up the hill is the way they need to do it. But it's not. I like just take a walk. And you make that horse do what you want him to do. People get scared of horses. Not rightfully so, because they're big animals. But this is riding through some willows here. Horses kind of get a little funky when it comes to this stuff because they can't see what's around them or below them. But right now we're riding up on a cliff like I'm just on the side of a mountain. And it's probably, 100 feet to the bottom, maybe 200 feet. You make a mistake and you're done. But this is just kind of like, if you're going to hunt elk, you got to go where the elk are at. This is where the elk live, is back in here. We're back on the ride, headed up to another new hunting ground we used to hunt. We're stopped in the trees here, just kind of relaxing a little bit, letting the horse rest for a minute. When you ride steep country like this, you need to let your horses rest. Otherwise, you'll kill a horse. It's very important to do that. Especially, you need to know the age of your stock. If your stock's really old, there's more breaks that need to be done. If you got young stock, you can push them a little bit harder, but you need to really pay attention to how they're doing. If they're breathing hard, stop, let them have a break. They're no different than we are. So, we're coming out over the top here of this hill, and it's pretty riding through the aspens. And when you're elk hunting and stuff, this is where you find elk and deer bedded down, especially in the wintertime. They get in these clakies to stay nice and warm and relax. But you got to be careful. You got to pay attention to what you're doing. You couldn't access this country unless you're on a horse or on foot. We're already about 4 miles from camp. As you can see, it's just beautiful. I wouldn't ride to see this deadfall and stuff. I wouldn't put a horse in that because it'd hurt him. And then you're in trouble. What do you do? Up there with a hurt horse and a long ways from help. So, just something to think about. Ride smart, use your head. Always ride with a buddy. Never go by yourself. Even if you got a cell phone and a GPS tracker, because what happens is if you get hurt, nobody can find you, or, you know. And let's say you're up hunting and you kill an elk, and your buddies decide to leave you or whatever. It's a foolhardy thing, because what happens is, let's say you cut yourself and you're bleeding, and there's nobody there to help put your tourniquet on you and get you out. So it's very important that you always have somebody with you. It's a very smart thing to do. So anyway, see that big bald mountain up there, up ahead of us? That's where I'm headed. I'm going to be on top of that here in about 2 hours. Well, we've come up a little bit farther. We're almost up on top of that mountain up there. That's that mountain. When we get up on top of that, then we're going to hit some different places up there and kind of relax a little and water the horses and have lunch and whatnot. But it sure is a beautiful ride. It's a nice trail. Horses are doing good. Their heads are down, their ears are forward. They're doing what they're supposed to be doing. If you ever want to take a ride, have a neat experience, just get on the back of a horse and head to the hills, because I'll tell you what, it's a wonderful time. You know, my dad always said, the best thing for a man is on the outside of a horse. And I agree with that, because it kind of puts the world into perspective of how things should be. At least in my opinion. Some people like their dirt bikes, some people like their road bikes. You know, that's what does for them. But for me, it's my horses. I enjoy that more than I do anything. And yeah, I have some of the other toys too, but the horses are what makes me happy. As you can see, we're climbing the elevation. We're going to climb about 2,000 vertical feet by the time we get to where we're headed. And you have to really pay attention to your stock. Sometimes your stock starts sweating, you start breathing hard, you stop and let them rest. Let them cool out. Because you get a horse that colics on you, and then you get in trouble. And then what are you going to do? So, just something to think about, keep in the back of your mind. And always take care of your novice riders. My wife, she's becoming a really good rider, but we always put her with another really good rider, which is Melissa. And then I ride behind them because I got the pack horse. So, and you also got to know in your pack stream where your horses sit, because some horses do better in front, you know, leading behind your riding horse, and other horses don't. And other horses kick other horses and cause problems. Easy suicide. You don't need to run up the hill. And see, Justin understands that, so he pulls up here and lets us rest. Lets the horses just have a little bit of a rest. Took a little break, let the horses relax. And a pretty good pool, but we're not quite to the top yet. This is when you check your cinches, you check the condition of your horse, see what they're doing, those kind of things. Jamie, she's getting her horse all dialed in the way she wants to. I think we're going to have a beverage and relax here for a second. So, well, we're on the top up here. Almost to the very top, not quite. Sure is pretty up here. You can see way back down here is where down there is where our camp was at. We're almost to the top. We're probably about 8,000 feet. But it sure is pretty up here. Well, this is the top. Really pretty. Thing a long ways. My horse is gassed. He's worn out. I'm worn out. But, by hell, it's sure pretty up here. It's Idaho in the finest. You know? It's Idaho in the finest. I've been here before, but I don't remember when. Sure is pretty. So, we've got some tired horses, some tired folks. They decided to walk a little bit. And now I think they're going to go ahead and mount up. But we're way back in the back country. We're still quite a ways from camp. We went about 2,500 of elevation and about 2.5 miles. It was a pretty steep pool. But there's my wife. She's playing with her horse. And there's Melissa. She's thinking about getting on. Now we're going to get on and cover some ground. There's my wife right there. She's doing her thing. Look at that. You know what I would do, Jamie? Put your lead rope up and turn your horse to the right and put him up on the hill or up here. Because if you're uphill and try to get on him, it makes it a lot easier. Turn him to the right, to my right. Now, get on the left side. Now, he went too far, sweetheart.
I think he'll be just fine.
Okay. Whoa. Whoa. We got good tired horses. Look at that cowgirl. She climbs in the middle of the saddle like a champion. All right. Get in line. Here we go. We got a thunder bumper coming, and we're trying to get out of here. Yeah, it was only a 20% chance of rain, but I think we're going to get wet no matter what we do here. So, we're headed out. So, we figured out how to put that long rifle of mine scabbard on my horse. We went underneath the stirrup, and I went for about a 2.5 mile ride just now after our long ride today, and I think that's going to work for my horse. I think he'll do well with that. I can get to it, I can pull it out and go to work, and I think that's the way to do it. We're putting up a wall tent now for some folks that are staying. It's Justin's brother, so my wife and all the girls.